Okay, what are we up to today? Well, today we're going to talk about breadboards and power supplies. Unfortunately, breadboard isn't something you're going to make a sandwich with, but it's this holy piece of plastic, which is very useful actually. Basically, this is a means to transfer the power from a battery or a power supply down these rails on the side here, the blue one being the ground rail, red one being the positive rail. This breadboard's split into two, so if you connect power at this end or this end, it only goes to here, and then there's a break in it. There are other breadboards where it goes all the way. So this breadboard, the lines are solid, so it goes the entire length of the breadboard. These pins here run across the board, so you can connect into from here to here, and that then makes this pin rail live. I can show that here because I actually took one of these little chaps apart because I thought it was only a little dinky one. This one hadn't got any power rails on it, but it shows the principle involved in it. The rail, you can, these run that way, and that is basically that piece of metal hidden inside the plastic rail there. So it just shows you how this works, and then obviously when you push your item in, it simply locks into place in that rail. Very useful, very clever idea for prototype. Now, power wise, what I've decided to go with is one of these chaps here. This is a HW131 power supply. Very clever little bit of kit. It's got pins on the underside, so you've got two sets of pins on each side. That basically locks it into the breadboard and makes it quite a stable piece of kit. It's got 2 voltages on it. You can output 3.3 volts or 5 volts, and you simply change that by moving this jumper over. So that's now set to 3.3, set to 5 volts, or indeed if you put it in the middle, it's set to off. Whoop, dropped it, got away from me. If you put it in the middle, it's set to off. We'll leave it on 5.5 at the moment. It's got a input jack and a USB input, little on off button, and that simply clips onto the breadboard like that. Now we provide that with power from a, there we go, battery with a jack on an output jack on there, which can go on there. Oh look, button's already on. So we've got an on-off button there, so power on. We can check that we've got some power on. If we put this bulb on the 3.3 voltage side, the other thing I've learned is LCDs, short leg ground, long leg positive. Turn it round and absolutely nothing happens. Now also, just to prove the point, if we plug it in that side, if I can get it in there, it won't work because, like I say, there's a break in the power rails on there. So to power them top rails, what we would need to do is come in here. Now on this board also, there are these pins here, and the 4 on this side are ground, so we can attach a cable to the ground pin. On the other side you have 2 5 volts and 2 3.3 volts. We'll connect it to the 3.3 volt because that's less trouble. We come over here, go in there, and in there we've now made this end usable. So again, we have, there we go. It's all clever stuff. Very interesting. some of this. We could put the bulb in this side, but 5.5 volts it might not, but it would probably blow this green bulb, because I believe this green bulb's about 2.5 volts, so it would probably blow it. But what we can do is we can take a 1000 ohm resistor and stick that in like so. We can then stick the long leg into that one. Get the right thing. That's the hardest bit. Oh, like so. Take a wire from that one and stick that into the, oh, sometimes they're quite difficult to get in. Stick that into the neutral rail. Not having much luck there doing that. They can be a bit fiddly, especially if the bit of wire gets too bent. And then into there, and there you go. We can control that without blowing it. Now I've literally, you've got to learn a thing called Ohm's law to work out how this all works, and that's very complicated, and I'm just starting to get into that, so it's going to be a while before I learn that, because we need to know resistors are all based on a system of the colour rings on them give you out what the actual, how many ohms you need for how much, basically how much voltage you need to take off of that circuit so as you don't blow this bulb. But anyhow, that's where I've got to so far. I've added some interesting bits to me setup. I've brought myself some really tasty little snips. I've got some nice little pliers, helps with things. And at my age, you need one of these, a really good magnifying glass, because the writing on some of this stuff is so tiny, it's unbelievable. Anyhow, that's where we've got to so far. Thanks for watching if you did.